What's up, everybody? We got to do a mic check. Mic check 1 2 1 2. I got to apologize in advance because your boy, I still have my wisdom tooth issue. I have to have surgery. So I'm going to power through this. But essentially, I'm living on painkillers. All right, let me make sure more than one person can see me, can hear me, and we're going to get into it. I should have grabbed me a drink before I started this stream. All right, give me 15 seconds because I'm going to need something to drink. All right. And I'm back. What's up? All right. Thank you, everybody, for giving me the ones. Let me know that we're good. All right. So, what we want to talk about. So, all right. Let's just dive into it. It's been a minute. Be careful with the painkillers. Those can cause relapse. Yeah, I totally understand that. I'll tell you one thing about me. I hate pills. So I'm taking it because I have to. But yeah, there's nothing in me that would ever start doing that. But I appreciate that. My beer is even like, this is alcohol free, right? So yeah, but I appreciate it. I am being careful. My wife makes sure that I don't OD because when I'm in pain, I gotta take it. All right, so welcome to the channel. Sacrifice for Riches. This is Stocks for Real. And what are we talking about? All right, so today, this is a 15-minute to 30-minute rapid fire chart analysis where I look to the chats and I take tickers upon request and we do a quick look at the charts and see if we can identify how you're gonna play that play. By me kind of predicting what's going to happen next. I don't dive into the details. I'm not diving into how I'm charting, what I'm seeing. I just tell you what I see. You'll see what I'm doing, and we kind of keep it moving from there. But hold up. But before we get into that, we got to talk about a couple things. I'm going to keep it brief. So we just had the Jerome Powell come out, right? And he's talking about the rates, right? And this wasn't the meeting for them to have the conversation on, you know, what they're gonna do if X happens. That's the next meeting in June, if I'm not mistaken. At the end of the day, I listened to it from start to finish. What I got from it was that he was neutral in his stance, and he didn't give any indication of the internal team saying that there would be hawkish or dovish, right? But I did pick up on how he kept referencing economists, right? And various market analysts as far as what their fears are as it relates to tariffs and what that could do to the markets and as it could affect their decision to, you know, increase the rate, lower the rate, all that stuff, right? So when I was filtering out all of the neutral speech that he was giving, I felt like it was more hawkish than dovish. Now, we did have a little bit of a pullback, and then the market kind of just took off, and it hit my max take profit target 2, which I'll show you on the screen in just a little bit. But once we got up to the max take profit 2 target, I did call out shorts to the Discord members. Now, I was busy today. I could not I did not communicate with both KGU and the Sacrifice for Riches Discord. I normally do that, but I did put out the data, and I did give my my opinion as far as what would happen. So that's kind of where we are right now. We're still in the wait and see. We're still at the mercy of the president and his negotiations as it relates to tariffs. right? So without further ado, I guess let me see if there's any questions. Everybody start thinking about their tickers. If you are a Discord member, you will be priority. So if you post something, you're not a Discord member, your name isn't green, I might just skip over you, but I will try to get back to you if I run out of green to say this is supposed to be a members only chat, but I keep it open to everybody just to increase engagement. And I just know, people are looking at stocks that we might not be looking at, right? So it's good to kind of bring attention to everybody, and I want them to have a voice here. So what up, Callie? What up, bro? All right, so before I get into it, any questions? What's up, Monique? Oh man, I'm starting to feel it. I'm starting to feel it. All right, so we're gonna get into it. I got my timer. I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. This is probably one of the best purchases I've made as it relates to me trading, right? If I'm at my desk, I give myself a time limit of me entering and exiting plays. So typically, especially if I'm playing futures, I say I'm setting a 5-minute timer, and then I set the 5-minute timer and the buzzer goes off. And then that takes me out of the zone, say, hey, make a decision. Are you up? Are you down? Are we moving our stopping, right? Like, what's going on? Is the play still valid or is it invalidated, right? Like, so all those things. Sometimes we're so caught up in the trade. Me, for sure. Like, I'm so in the trade that, like you're kind of locked in. You're kind of like glued to your mouse and glued to the screen, and you're up close. You got tunnel vision. And when you have something to kind of pull you out, like it's the Matrix. It's like when you pick up the phone in the Matrix and you come back to reality. That's what this is for me. That's what this is for me. So, Chewy. All right. So let's see. I got a busy night. So we're gonna keep this to 20 minutes. Go a little bit past the 15-minute, and then go from there. 10 seconds. Any questions? Put it in the comments real quick. Think about your ticker. All right. Don't post the ticker until I start the timer. And we're going to dive into it. All right. Without further ado, it's go time. All right. Let me take off my bracelet. Boop. Switch. Oops. Hold up. I gotta get my chart up. I'm cutting it to your time. So 1 minute is off the clock. I'll add a minute to the end of it. All right. Yeah, I can do that. Boom. All right. So first up, what we got? Chewy. Let's do it. Let's go here. All right, so I do have Chewy charted on a different chart, but we want to keep things clean and keep things fresh. So let's zoom out to the daily on Chewy. Now, what do we see? Right? We had this massive downtrend, we consolidated, and now we're on a little bit on a nice little move. Now, we caught Chewy down here, right? For those that remember, we were buying Chewy down there. I think I still own some shares. So shout out to y'all if y'all were a part of that initial earnings play that I called out. So you're in the uptrend, big dog. We are in the uptrend on Chewy. Higher highs, higher lows, right? So now, and we're crossing this halfway point. So this is pretty key, because if we can essentially find support above this level, right, then we're pretty golden. So let me zoom in. What I mean by golden is we're golden as far as continuing up until we hit this ascending line of resistance. Before I continue, please mic check. Mic check, because I switched screens, and I just want to make sure before I dive into this. we're good. All right, thank you, appreciate it. So this was a previous level of resistance, now support at 35.84, and pretty much we jumped it, right? So where do I see Chewy going? I mean, as of right now, there's nothing stopping Chewy from going up to retest this ascending line of resistance. As far as how long it'll take, sometimes, man, I like to take this measuring stick and then go from like the bottom to a top, or the top to a bottom, and figure out how many bars it took to get there. So 68 days, right, for this. So let's see. And I typically would average it and keep going, but it's probably a good reference or tool to use maybe in the future. So if that is true, then you're looking at hitting the top of Chewy, this line right here at 45.34, which I don't think it'll go that high, but it could. So there you go. Okay. All right. So I do need to know some context as far as if we are doing day trades or swing trades, because then I can kind of dive into it a little bit deeper. All right. So give me the next one. KO. All right. KO. Okay. So this is a interesting one here. All right, so how I'm looking at this is it's more of like a zone situation. It's failed to break above this this wall, right, of 71.88. So it's trying to figure out a direction. Essentially, for me, if we confirm below this level of 71.88, then there's a strong chance for us to just pull back to right about here. About 66.75. So let me say something real quick. Everybody, this is a potential strong play for the downside. Upside, I'm not really looking that way, but I would add this to your watch list. Thank you. Shout out to Withelfee. Sorry. Shout out to you for calling out this play. But yes, if you can find confirmation below this, or if you see something like this, right, like the price action to match, then there's a strong pull this way. So I would be looking to target this as a max take profit target, but this as like, hold on, I'll give you a couple take profit targets real quick. Is this accurate? No. Yep. So this will be my chop zone. Give me a minute. Yep. Okay. So I'm supposed to be quicker than this, y'all. This is what happens when I get rusty a little bit. Is it playing ball the way I want it to play ball? Yeah. Excuse me. Sorry. So these essentially would be my take profit targets. Okay. This is kind of short right here. So I would be looking at a strike price of about $69 if you're looking to wait for confirmation below this level, which is pretty solid right now. So once we got retracement, if we fail to break through and we see rejection, then it might be gravy. But you do have this right here, which is symboling bullishness right here, or the bulls are living here and wanting to push it up. So, man, I am rusty. All right, what we got? Tesla. All right, so we already know about Tesla. Tessie, it's been cooking some people, but it's been struggling to get above this wall. Now I know I'm zoomed in right now, but nonetheless, this is the wall. It's a great wall. No, I'm just kidding. Let me zoom back out. So Tesla's going to be a tough one. I mean, I think everybody wants it to go on a rocket. right? But at the same time, there's just so much, like Elon's just involved in so much. And until I think his hands are like clear and free of Doge or whatnot, I think you're going to see these massive swings, right? So I don't really think that we're ready to pump just yet, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. So had a downtrend, broke that, came back down in the V-shaped recovery, right? Y'all see that? Where's my tool? So we have a V-shaped fill, right? Right? And then we retrace, reject it. Retrace, we're rejecting again. So typically, if this was reversed, then we would be looking for a bull move. But this is inverted. This is an inverted V-shaped recovery, which would tell me that we should come down. So if we fail to find confirmation above 292.36, then I'm looking for shorts. And honestly, like looking at this, just understand that if you're at a place where there's a significant wall shelf, right, that is struggling to break through, you can probably hop into some shorts because your risk is very low. It's because your stop loss is pretty much confirmation above this level. So you're so close to it. If you're thinking we're going to short it, then you have a stronger chance of it coming down than going up. All right. Because you can see the failed attempts. So I am going to set an alert on Tessie at this level and at this level at 283. Okay. Now I know we're above, we're at 284. So I'm going to be watching price action to see if we can come on down. Yep. All right. There's more here, but I'm not going to get into it. You know what? We have supply at the top. So it's just a nice amount of sellers right here for Tessie. So when you see something like this on my chart, if you see a supply zone, a nice red box. Oh, hold up. Then you typically either want to sell into it. So once you get up, I have a halfway point. I would hop into shorts here. You could ride it down, right, to here. Or you can be patient, wait for it to break out of supply, come back to retrace, retest the bottom of this box. And if it's rejected, that's where you go for your short. Okay, moving on. What we got? Tesla day trade. Thank you for letting me know it was a day trade. But hopefully that's helpful. We got Disney. Man, I missed Disney earnings. I'm so sorry because I've never missed on Disney, and I was waiting for it and I just forgot. I can't really tell you much about Disney right now because we're at a position, right, where we broke $100, right? But this is a major wall here that we hit. So we had good earnings, and the main thing about the earnings for Disney was the fact that the streaming service is starting to see an increase in revenue, which is what we've been waiting for with Disney, right? But with the market conditions and all this stuff with tariffs or whatever, just the uncertainty, it's hard for it to break through. So what are you looking for on Disney is essentially if we are to break above 105.97 and confirm above it, then you can look for some calls, right? And then we're trading in a new zone, right? Trading in a new zone right there. For me, that's my zone. So I would recommend adding this to your watch list as well. Because Disney can be a banger. All right. So I'm laying this out right now. All right. So these are like your strong reaction zones. Okay. So if we break above 105.97, so 106, right, and find support, then I'm not looking for major resistance until we hit right here, right? Now we could hit resistance before that, but typically what I would see is us coming up about halfway and then getting choppy. and then trying to determine if we're going to fall back down to retest the level or head up here. Once we hit 108, guarantee you we should be shorting. But just know, this is what we're looking for. But we need to crack 106 first. All right, what's next? LMAO. I don't know if that's a ticker. I'm going to type it in anyway. Nope, didn't work. All right, Pepsi. What's Pepsi's ticker? Oh, here we go. Pepsi Go. Now, why are we into Pepsi? The only time I see Pepsi is when I go to a restaurant that offers Pepsi. Nobody I know drink Pepsi. Nobody but my granddad. Rest in peace. All right. So, I mean, you see the downtrend, right? So, it looks like we're headed to continue downward to retest this descending line of support. So we kind of need to get here, which is around 125. Now, two things can happen. I don't know if they have earnings coming up. No, this is a little far off, and they just failed earnings on April. So I could see them coming down and then bouncing up, or they can go up from here but find resistance right around 135. So it's kind of what I'm seeing for Pepsi. I don't know if this is a trade, an investment, but if you're trying to invest in Pepsi, then I would zoom out to maybe the daily or the weekly and then figure out where the absolute bottom line floor is, which it looks to be kind of where it is right now, where it fell to. This was a big move, 131.43. If we crack below this, just let it go. I would wait for support back above this before I hop into Pepsi, and it just doesn't look good for the upside. Next. Okay, thanks for letting me know, Ryan. Okay, what else we got? GDX. You got 5 minutes left on the timer, folks. If you are not a member or subscribed, please go ahead and do so. If you want to become a Discord member, the link is above. You can find me at Sacrifice for Riches, Discord, or KGU. Either way, I'll see you there. Okay, so what's this? GDX. I don't know anything about the company. Maybe I do. Hold on. Gold miners. This is a commodity stock. Okay, so if this is gold, I mean, my general consensus on commodities, especially gold or silver, is it's a hedge against the market. So it can tell you what the market is likely to do. So the fact that I see gold is coming up, I'd assume that the market came down, right? It's just what it is. So I don't know what to really tell you with this. I mean, we're at a key level of resistance, and essentially if we can find support above 48.71, then we're looking for new highs. And I guess, or not new highs, we're looking for this next one here. Okay, so we have to break this, then we have this big wall coming up. Now if we break 56.30, then it's new highs, and now we can talk territories. Now, I'll dig into that another day, but I can tell you where I think it's headed to beyond this point, but I don't know if that's important to you or not. I do see a huge bullish engulfing bar and demand, so they got some strength to the upside. All right, so long term, I don't know, man. It's already on the rocket. I wouldn't be buying it up here, but dollar cost average is probably the best way to go about it, like anything, to be honest. But I would much rather like for it to fall below 48.71 and then wait for that to find some support before I hop in. Okay. All right. Do we run out of stocks? All right. So, long term though, this is my buy zone. Okay. My pleasure. Day trade MU. Okay, we got 2 minutes left. 3 minutes. Day trade MU. We just had a V-shape, inverted V-shape recovery. And we're trading within a zone. So we can play this how I would normally play a stock. Okay, let's go into the day. Zoom in. All right, so one thing to point out looking at this is that instantly, as we're coming up, I noticed that volume is decreasing. So this typically means that, you know, we're losing steam towards the upside. Is that possible, or is that accurate? Well, it's approaching this shelf right here. A little previous line of support, and it looks like it's going to find some resistance here at 87.18. Right now, post market is at 85.25. So just know, unless we can break above this and confirm, we're not going much further up. So I'm expecting a strong reaction to this level if it hadn't happened already. Which, let's see here. So yeah, so as of right now, wow. We have an imbalance, but then we have a weak candle to follow. So this isn't strong. Hold on. Oh shit. Excuse my French. Oh man, my bad. All right. But yeah, as of right now, I'm not really strong on this towards the upside, but it might just surprise you just to come test this and get rejected. All right. So, but either which way, if we fall down and break below this imbalance, we have this demand here and then this gap, but I can see us headed back to about 78.47 PLTR. All right, so I talked about PLTR in the Discord today. So we had a golden pocket that we were retracing to, and we shot right through it. Okay, so this right here, this was the golden pocket. So, and I said that if we cracked above 117.51, then you're probably pretty good for some calls. Yep, that's the buzzer. I got one minute added to the clock. But one thing I noticed as we broke above, first of all, volume's decreasing, right? As prices going up. But then as we cross this golden pocket, right, we are met with an inverted hammer, right? Shooting star, right? So this right here just tells me that there's a lot of selling pressure. And then this is also warranted as well. So we have solid red bar for the most part with imbalance to follow, and then doji candles. So unless this candle right here, if it does not open a solid green above this, then likely this is coming back down to, at the very least, retest 117.51. If we fall below 117.51, then we're likely headed to the bottom here, 115.11. With some chop right around 116. All right, so that's PLTR. All right, so that's it. Was that helpful? I was way better a couple weeks ago, okay? But my jaw and my brain is scrambled, so I'm trying my best. All right, so hopefully that was helpful for everybody. If you like that, if that's something you can appreciate, please hit the like, hit the subscribe, share the video, because we covered a bunch of stocks, right? And it's pretty quick. That's all there is to it. Now, by doing this and you guys participating, it brings my eyes to potential plays that I can get set up, especially for the Discord, or also for options trade plays that I am to release Sundays or Mondays. Your boy's been super busy and I'm dealing with this mouth problems. I've been in hospitals for like the past 2 weeks, just trying to get checked out, not just my mouth, some other things. Thanks for everybody for being patient. Those that are subscribed that aren't Discord members, you probably just don't know what's going on. But I appreciate y'all staying subscribed and rocking with your boy. You know I don't post like 4 or 5 videos a day. That'll never be me, because that's just not who I am. I'm gonna post when I think it's of relevance, and just go from there. And because of that, my channel won't grow that fast or that big. But I'm not chasing algos. I'm just doing me. So thanks for rocking with me. All right, I'm gonna sit here. Now that that's done, I'm gonna sit here for 3 minutes, and then just be open to any questions. See, you gotta stay on the timer, and then you gotta respect the time, respect your time. Nvidia, you know what? I think I said I was gonna talk about Nvidia, so I will go back to the charts for these last couple minutes. So, NVDA. So the one thing with Nvidia, right, is it's vastly affected by the tariffs, especially the whole situation with China. But I had this range 110 to 114, and we did a good job cracking it with a solid green bar. But one thing I noticed instantly is that there was no strength to follow. So this is kind of weak for me right now. This could be one of those fake out moves, but this right here is, if this holds up, right, then we have a potential for more upside, but I just don't see it. As of right now, we have multiple levels of supply and multiple levels of imbalances. So after we broke through, so yes, that is correct. So the sellers are stepping in a little bit. Now something like this, I would probably just get the volume profile, but at the same time, where we are right now, we're essentially at a point of control where the buyers and sellers are kind of trying to decide on price, right? Or they're in agreement on price, right? So we'll see who wins, but I can see us coming back down to retest the 114.53. If I'm wrong, then that means that we'll crush or break through this line right here of 119.26. If we do that and we find confirmation above this level, then we can be safely looking at calls. But if we reject here at 118.38 or here at 117.84, if you see a strong rejection, then I'm looking for shorts. Okay, and I'm setting my alerts. Setting my alerts. I typically put a note in here so I know what I'm doing, but I'm looking at rejections here. Okay. All right. What we got? Quick question. All right. So we got Nvidia taking time. All right. Let's go back here and let's check the comments. Thank you for taking the time. Make this video. Even you not feeling. Hey, I try my best, big dog. Thanks, Alex, for the acknowledgement. Right. I appreciate that. Quick question: if you had a suggestion for EMA, which would you use? That's my time, right? EMA is going to be the 7 or the 9, the 21, the 200. Some people use the 21, the 50, and the 200. So it depends on how you're trading. Because I prefer to swing trade, I would be looking at 21, 50, and 200. If you're day trading, then I'd be looking at the 7 or the 9, 14, and 21. It's up to you. All right. All right. I did not hit my what do you call that? Super chat goal. So it is what it is. Shameless plug. I'm gonna have the t-shirts out. Probably they might be available now on Etsy. I gotta double check, but stocks real. It's just sacrifice for riches. I didn't want to put my name on the shirt, and then the hat is available right now, and the hat's dope. So that's on Etsy. Just look up Stocks for Real or Sacrifice for Riches. It'll pop up. All right. Discord members, rather you're KGU or Sacrifice for Riches, I will be looking for a swing trade tonight if I have time, and then I will post it hopefully tonight or before open. So if I can find something, but to be determined. All right. That is all I got for you. Appreciate everybody for being here and participating. And that's it. That's Stocks for Real. Take care.